Hi, I'm Patty with StudioR12 Stencils, and today I'm going to show you how to stencil with this giant, wonderful stencil, and I'm going to show you a really cool drop shadow technique that I think you are going to absolutely love. In part one of this video series, I showed you how to do this really crazy, wonderful background. I wanted it rusty and distressed and all of that. And then part two, where we're at right now, we are going to show you how to stencil, and I've got a great, wonderful new drop shadow technique that you can do without having to do layers. We have a bunch of drop shadow videos, so make sure you check those out. Drop shadowing with stencils is an amazing game changer. Okay, so we are going to tape our stencil. One of the cool things about StudioR12 Stencils is they are available in sizes. So you can get something this big. When I saw this coming off of the laser, I was like, oh, I have to paint that and video it. So I always tape on opposite corners if I can, or tape through a hole if you have a hole. And then I'm gonna stencil down here first, and then I'm gonna flip myself around so that I can get the bigger area, and then I'm gonna show you the trick to stenciling in a big wide open hole. It actually is a special technique. Okay, so I have a jumbo dome brush. This is available only at StudioR12.com. It is our bespoke brush because we needed something bigger than this guy to be able to do these really big projects like this. So we're gonna go with a dry brush, and it is domed so that it doesn't bleed and push paint under. And we've got dry paint, meaning there's no water added, a dry paper towel, and we always offload. You go something between 5 and 15 little swirls, and I change that number every time on video, so there's not a science. It really is just kind of how the day feels, if that makes sense. And then we go, and I like to swirl. And this big brush just makes short time of getting your stuff swirled up. Reload as you need. No pressure. Notice that my bristles are not being forced. If I was using a regular stencil brush and I was pouncing, you can see that I get a bend right there. So we never want to use those flat stencil brushes. I could also roll this project. That would be a good idea. But I think it's okay to show this. You can see videos that we've made about how to apply paint to your stencils with a roller. Okay, now I'm going to flip it back over, and I'll repeat again on the other side, because by the time I got done to there, which took, a couple of minutes, then my paint is already dry on the other side. Actually, it probably would have been ready for it at the beginning by the time I just finished this section. That is one of the best benefits to swirling. And you can see I'm already getting just a ton more coverage than I did the first time. Just takes a couple quick coats. All right, so now we take a little peeky poo and see what we think. I was wondering if it was gonna be dark enough, but I think I might give the big letters one more coat just for strength, because the little ones look like they are done. So just one little bit more. All right, we are ready to move on to the cow, and then I'm gonna show you that really cool technique. So with this, we're gonna get out a special tool. These are the jumbo daubers. They have a little finger hole for you to put your finger into. They're very comfortable for just daubing at things. And they last and last and last as long as you get them submerged in water when you're using them, after you've used them. And I just have nothing but great things to say about this. And speaking of water, when you're done with your dome brush, it has to go into the bath. All right, so you always offload, even with the jumbo dauber. If the reason I like to use the dauber for doing big hold things is because it's super easy to get like a little pattern going on with the dome brushes. So with this, I just move from one side to the other while it's wet, and I connect all my dots. And this just goes so nice and fast. Okay, so now what we'll do is we will blow dry and then give it one more coat to get it even, and then we'll be ready for that cool technique. Okay, so I'm ready to reveal. How fun is stenciling so you can get something this big done in just minutes? Okay, so I'm gonna lift straight up so I don't smear my cowl. I'll lay that off to the side. That looks fantastic. Get rid of the tape. I love the distressed background. You guys got to check that background out. I get wild on that one. Like there's some fun stuff going on. Okay, so now let's talk about that technique. All right, I'm going to take a flat dome brush, and you'll notice almost always all of my tools are domed, and that is not because I have any bias towards them, but it is because they work the best. Okay, so I'm going to take a dry, this is a Mezzaluna brush. You can get that at StudioR12.com, and it's a bristle brush, and we're going to load and then unload a lot. So then our technique is, so we've got our drop shadow part of our stencil right there, so we'll do it the same way. So we'll do our technique on this side. So we can go right over and under. I'm always an over and under girl. And do all the right sides, and you want to just kind of be on top of those letters so that you don't get any space. I'm using the chisel edge of my brush. Look how fun this is. Fast and fun. It just makes just that little bit of difference when you don't need a lot. And you can control the width by being on top of your letters. If you need to do something finer, you could also go with one of these little guys like this as well. I might show that one in just a minute. Don't know that I want to switch between two brushes to change the details, the look. But there are smaller sizes of this, which is where I was going. I just don't see it sitting right there. So I got this idea. I've never seen it done before in any of the videos that I've seen. Got this idea from a photo edited image, and it had just like a fade. And I was like, you know what? That's so pretty. It's just so subtle. And I was like, you know, I know how I could make that happen. So sometimes you'll see me go back and I'll just reinforce. Yeah, see how that just brings it a little bit backwards? Okay, so got my drop shadow there. I'm going to plop that in water, and I'm going to grab this little guy right here. And just see what this would look like, just a little teeny bit stronger. So just as a reinforcer, I don't know that I need it. Okay, so I'm going to skip that step, but that's what you could do. All right, and I think we can call this one done. In order to seal it or finish it off for hanging outdoors, you could put a coat of wax on it or some polyurethane. Either is fine, neither is right, neither is wrong. I would probably roll a poly on here if I did it and do 3 coats for outside protection. With the wax, you could do 1 or 2 coats, whichever way you want to be. I love how this turned out. I hope that you had fun watching. Make sure you give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, ring the bell, and check out StudioR12.com, and we'll see you in the next video.